Now, I am having a little late night snack, but I just wanted to say before I start today's video, basically it's a Genshin video. This is the only video I can think of doing. It's a Archon video. Now, majority of Archon videos, like on stream, normally I do Archon quest. I'm either muted and watch YouTube while playing. Sometimes I'll unmute occasionally. This bit of the Archon quest, I unmuted, I think, majority of the time. Don't think I was muted. I had to, obviously, I had a screen recorder on my stream and then things so I playing for the last hour. But basically, yes. Now, so this Archon quest, I will try and not mute too much on stream anymore. Maybe. Well, majority of it, as of right now, as recording, I'm in prison, and I might do that as a next quest, and I'll mute the rest of it while we're in prison now. And then show you the bit of me getting in prison and, thingy, of course, by in prison, I mean, in the Archon quest. These are videos I can think of doing for Genshin. Let me know in the comments what videos you would like to see. I've rolled in, really, really good characters, then you best believe I'm gonna, do it. For really good characters, I mean, like a 5-star, for example. So, yes. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. Hope you enjoy.
It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before. I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing
It
girl
also
disappeared
occurred during you
after being
watching
chosen,
the
did
magic
she
show.
not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation. That can't be right. How come Lenny... He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to...
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linney and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more, that's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Linny. Then there's no problem at all. You know, the travel... But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order.
Yep. Okay. I should have, yeah. I'm gonna... which one shall I wish? I'm gonna wish on this 5 times. Nope. Purple, character.
I'm
I'll take
Captain of
it.
Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
I haven't got it yet. She's new. I'll take it. I'm gonna level her up to level 20 at the very least. He's just eating. Also, does she use guns? Weapons, she uses spear or swords. Okay. Ooh, he's like kinda... I need to like wish on my weapon, I was trying to get a decent weapon. Just realized I need to probably, first of all, I can, need what that is to get me. So, okay, I'm gonna do the fuel first. I'm glad that do talk about with talking until I get like really bored. Like, look, just do that.
So this is the rope that broke and the rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by firework, Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. Wait,
Wait, there's still... Okay, how long is every clue here? It's like clue's over, it still wants to go back there.
Go ahead, have a look around.
I'm so confused. I'm gonna do the last other ones. Look, who is that though?
I see that you're If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share.
we don't have too many thoughts. The thud? Oh!
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. I'm of the opinion that and when the pyrotechnics went up,
But wasn't...
perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true.
That does...
Oh, that's one. So the clues. 是啥？就是不就是的。
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House. The Magic Troop member. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances. That's how it seems to us.
Okay then.
No need to be so. It is of utmost importance.
I didn't even count that. I'm so confused, like... So I have to do this for them. Yeah.
The investigation...
Sorry
See?
to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Okay, hang up.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Then what?
Huh? Boss. Demoiselle.
My apologies, demoiselle.
No need. You don't have to call me boss.
Okay.
All merely trifling details. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look...
Really? But...
Intuition. Naturally. Farina sure was... But that's... Anyway.
Sounds more...
Well, what's your opinion? All right.
Wait a minute. Did the...
Well, I say, in your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial?
Well...
And why would that be? See, Silver and Melus?
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I, too, think no matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite now.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure.
That's more like it.
Far be it from me. You wish to save a friend from false act.
You have a point. And what about you over there? Alrighty then.
We'll be making some...
Oh, I think it's lost.
Sorry, but
but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt there was...
How can you be...
Well, because I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Oh no.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this? Me? And these are my companions. Would you mind?
Oh, new helpers?
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did...
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't...
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box?
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and
Right!
Ah, yes. My assistant and I had...
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh,
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick.
So that's how it all worked! Wow, every detail you were...
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick. Could we have a look around?
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone.
Now your DLC will need to read all the texts, but it's basically like you investigate if you're actually interested.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different...
Whatever it is.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which...
Oh! Paimon knows! And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley
that can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this Oh, her clothes are here.
But right. Ugh.
Can we have investigate? Yep, do it.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state. Let's find a place to sort.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal list?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no...
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then! You know, like the kind you usually see in novels!
The plot?
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable...
Charges?
And that's right. This is how a trial... That's right. The statements from both, to put it simply...
This also precludes any kind of fake...
Once both sides have... Then, final...
Huh?
In practice, yes.
Huh?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That...
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that!
Of course. I just hope...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together. I mean, what better way to...
Huh. Breaking out. Just kidding! Just kidding!
Hmm? What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make...
Huh?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Oh my god.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Hi, Tachi.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my...
These three are quite the...
I thought we were going to cook second.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff, but you ended up doing the entire...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouragement.
Oh, don't underestimate. Anyway.
Only
Well, eating...
Tea is ready to be served. No need for concern.
All right, then. However, the magician twin...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was...
The flower vase and the thud resulting in the shattering of perhaps the criminal...
Paimon thinks that makes sense.
True, but...
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to them?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, nor does she have...
From the sound of your macarons are... What?
Please don't worry about it. At my...
No, besides, Paimon knows that if she... Wait! Even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. Maloose,
huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
What?
Oh my... How long is the story?
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know. It would be...
All right, this...
it was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find it.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together.
Oh, no. I know what time it is, so I'm sure that works. I thought the time difference doesn't make a thing inside the upper house. We're about to like try to wake up.
What do we do? Good plan.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, besides...
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
I mean, I feel like I should have just Archon for falsely accusing. There is something called falsely accusing people with literally no evidence.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did...
To be honest, you might...
No, we're already very...
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please...
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Yeah, basically, even if they end up,
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that
magic is going to be
you ran
useless
to
now.
and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once...
Yes, that's correct.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what...
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically...
Huh?
Hey, hang on!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies, and of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny!
Order! Or first, when the thud was heard in the opera, are these claims true? Please answer.
I'm sorry. Yes,
I knew it!
Well, that's it.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while.
Oh my goodness, shut up. It's like...
Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paimon, we based our entire reasoning not to set the wrong tone or anything.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. But the truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry. Please, forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's...
Of course. I'll answer any... We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, which should have been impossible, of course, I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
That's the only way we can save
So, it was never my wish, but like I said earlier...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that if we want to refute the Hydro... Huh?
So it was an hour. Jeez. I was good by quick.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may...
That took long enough. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. As the countdown began, when the flatbed trolley passed, he did not realize that finally he used the bomb. At this time, so Linney proceeded afterward. Linney... And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What... Seems...
Okay, so
Seems this won't produce a particular...
Oh yeah, Wait, what?
According to Linney, He left via the vent after entering the tunnel.
Let's put him in order, I think.
Linny went to the room that contains the aura tree.
Oh no, this is Jack.
Linny did not.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon had when the countdown started, but he immediately once he reached that, the crime scene had already developed by the time he reached. Finally, he.
Just so you get immediately talked back on.
Paimon did it!
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing.
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right. Oh, well, your denial is very strident. Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have... You're saying that he wasn't?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! This means that when the crime happened, Linny had the same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof!
Well, to think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The deceased's name is...
That can't be...
Oh!
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. The deceased's name is Cowell. No one entered or left. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come. Linny was not in the tunnel at... It would have been tough for both people to fit. No one entered or left. The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or...
I'll let you try.
Linny was not in the tunnel.
Ooh, that was right.
The sound we heard may have come... It would have been tough for both people.
Okay.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Look, Since we're at a dead end, just like the trick is
If only we... Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our the sound we heard may have... The deceased's name is... No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrance. The vase was not broken by...
Oh, that was pretty cheerful.
Paimon gets it! Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving all... If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. How could a person ever be transformed into water? Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny, all magic tricks.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open it. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... the primordials. The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had... The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work as such, we believe...
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving...
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just...
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! Still, let us assume... Guards, please continue Mr. Linny. It appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hut! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that.
There is so much
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another... The water from the primordial... The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Well, the two of them, right?
I remember there was something else. The rope that held the water tank. The deceased's name is Cowell. Lynette was in the magic box. I remember there was...
I do like it, but it doesn't make you read it because you can forget what to do.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper when the magic box containing Halsey would... when the balloon attacked afterward, but...
Huh. That actually links together a lot of...
Oh dear. What do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new... I shall now invite him on stage.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just... And we found an identical sample of the water from the Primordial Sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens,
Oh my god.
Linny did not need to take, having made modification that upon him. Ultimately, he now as much. Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. Is this the end of the road?
Oh
Don't even give me a chance.
See, I think we've all seen enough now. And I believe this is indeed... Now then, my good... excuse me, everyone, but I...
Miss, I must ask you not to shout.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back. What in the world?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are...
Come on now, don't be. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth? And wouldn't such a... Come on, but as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate.
Where should I begin?
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny...
Hey! No wonder you look from... Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing... I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I made...
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to...
Why are we doing this? She literally just said it wasn't... Wait.
Seems... The strange sound... Seem...
Let him know. My god, so like this, okay.
The flower...
Good. Oh wait, looks like
Lillian was afraid.
And it's Ace Detective time on! Having been selected, her panic only intensified. Hearing the commotion, he did not know that Lily mistakenly believed the two broke the flower with no way of escape.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macaroni.
At this point, all the events that...
Ah, so that...
Bravo!
Okay, but like, no one's got a question
Now
about
then,
Hydron,
Lady Farina,
Archon.
do you wish to speak again? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments.
Wow! Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and, however, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, from this while there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated, this case at least can be... As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation. How did you find the water from the primordial sea?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that...
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny. I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn your...
I was just following order. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to...
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell our boss. Discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Can you like said the name first? Like.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering... back when our parents to survive, I took my sister, to my surprise, before long...
So you went from
That was how we... But he would constantly...
That doesn't seem too...
After I waited a long... The answer he gave me...
Oh no.
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to ferret. All I saw was...
So...
That's right. Father, the House of the Hearth... I was hesitant, but she was also quick...
Oh... So that...
She has gained permit...
So...
That's right. Today's case has also... Everyone at hotel... To us orphans...
So... From
It's alright. I just hope you can... If you should need anything at all in the future...